Hey guys, my name is Haley, and as you can see, I am clearly not home or in my usual spot at all. I'm actually at work, but I really needed to film my TBR for the 7 and 7 Readathon that's happening next week, I believe. I believe it runs from July 23rd to the 29th. It is run by Ashley from Said the Story. She'll probably have other hosts, but I'm just gonna get straight into my TBR because I don't have a lot of time to film today, so let's get started. The goal of the Readathon is to read 7 things in 7 days, and they actually have challenges this time around, so I did my TBR according to those. The first challenge is to read 7 things, and obviously I plan to do that, so the placeholder I have for this is Lois Lane Triple Threat. This is the 3rd book in the Lois Lane Fallout series. I don't actually know what it's called. I believe this is the last book. I think it's just a trilogy, but I really love this series and I'm excited to get to this book. The next challenge is to read a book with yellow on the cover or on the spine, and for that I'm going to go with Many Waters by Madeline L'Engle. This is one of the companion books in the Wrinkle in Time series. Sorry if my voice is like crackly. I haven't really talked today. But this is clearly all yellow on the spine and the cover, and this is the next book I need to read in that quartet, so that is the plan. The third challenge is to read something that is out of your norm or out of your comfort zone, and I don't have the picture for this because I use the Kindle on my phone, which is what I'm recording with, but I chose the Foxhole Court because I have an ebook of it, and I generally don't read ebooks, so I figured this fit. And it's also like, I think it's a contemporary, which I also don't read a lot of, so I figured it fit this challenge pretty well. Challenge number 4 is to read a book that starts with your first initial. This was way harder than I thought it was going to be because apparently I just don't own H books. So I went with 2 options depending on my mood and how the week is going because I might be busy. I don't know yet. I'm either going to read Hawkeye, the second Hawkeye by Matt Fraction, I believe it is, that graphic novel on Hoopla, or I'm going to try and read The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood because I need to read this. I've had this book for a long time. And I've tried to read it once, and I just wasn't in the mood for it, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be in the mood for it this time. The 5th challenge is to read something outside or to read a book that takes place outside. And since it's been really hot here and I don't really have a nice place to read outside anywhere in my house, I also don't really like reading outside unless it's like fall time because summer is too hot. So I went with a book that takes place technically outside, and that is The Martian by Andy Weir, because this takes place on Mars, which I would consider outside, even though it's space, but that's what I'm going with. Also, I just really need to read this. It's been on my TBR for way too long, and I finally got a physical copy. The 6th challenge is to read something and then make a food or drink that is inspired by that book or thing you read. And I don't really know how I'm going to do this, but I really want to read this book, which is Pines by Blake Crouch. I don't know what I'm going to make or drink inspired by this. It is dark, so maybe coffee or some sort of special coffee. I don't know. I'll figure it out next week, but this is what I plan to read for that challenge. And then the 7th and final challenge is to read a book that takes place in your home, country, like state, town if you can, or read a book written by someone from your town. And this was too difficult and I literally couldn't find one. The only books I could find that take place in Ohio I've either already read or they are the Celeste Ng books, which I don't own, and they have like a million-year-long wait list on Overdrive, so that's not gonna happen next week. So I decided to go with one that just takes place in the US, and that is Exit Pursued by a Bear by E.K. Johnston. This is a book I've had on my TBR for a really long time. It's really short. I got the ebook from Overdrive, so I plan to read that next week. So yeah, this is my TBR for the 7 and 7 readathon. Thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys next time.